Hello, Luis Fernando Espejo from Mazatlán. You are the sports intelligence mayor of this so young team because you are a franchise that have moved recently to Mazatlán. So tell us, how do you use data to all this huge transformation of your club?
Thanks for the introduction. Hello to everyone. I'm Luis Fernando Espejo. I'm 26 years old. I've been working in the sports industry for 8 years. So I started young. I started working in second division. Then I worked as a scout in Club America. And then I moved to Morelia, where I started in this project for 2 months. And then we started with another project because we moved from Morelia to Mazatlán. So it was a huge impact for the club and for the project, but very motivated because it's good to start with a fresh start and to do good things from starting, you know? Some clubs have like a lot of years working and it's not easy to change things as they used to do. So we started this project in June 2020 with the pandemic. So it was more difficult with this aspect. And when I started in Mazatlán, I was asking the GM and all the collaborators, what should we do? What's the next step? You know, which are then the first steps you should do in a new project? So we started as my friends of Independiente knows, as my friends from Athletic Bilbao, they have their identity very clear with the players from Vascos, only Vascos, you know, we were looking for our identity. So we started with investigating and living in Mazatlán. First of all, you know, when a club in MLS starts a project, they have like 2 years till the first game. We only had 1 month to the first game, so we were in a rush. So that was a big challenge for us. When we were living in Mazatlán, they told us that the sunsets were amazing and the purple color was like the main attract of the city. So we choose the purple, so that's our color. They now recognize us as the purple guys in the league. And here are some insignias we use in our shirt, no? Then I started with the intelligence area department, where we started with the scouting academy, and we were kind of trying to guess what was our identity, no? So we made a analysis of all the players in the country, of all the players who were national clubs, national team of which state, you know? So Sinaloa had a big influence there. So for an example, my friends of Independiente know Maxi Mesa, who Monterrey paid 17 millions 2 years ago, and then you have Cruz Azul spent 75 millions on transfers on 18 and 19. So we can't compete to those teams. So we built our identity, and we want our club to be a seller. So we have to act as a seller. So our first steps, acting as a seller, we get transfer room so we can have our players moving out, and we have a model where we have an algorithm where we value our players and we can know when to sell and why to sell. Why is the best moment to sell? So in this algorithm, we take the nationality, if he's a national player or not, the minutes played, the stats by position, and the impact we can have if we sell the player at the moment or in 6 months. It's not easy because we need to be in the break point always, in the break even, so it's not easy to choose the right moment. So with this algorithm, we value we have an objective value, and that's the way we can know if it's the right moment or we don't. Obviously, it's not that easy, and it's not like you have 100% is the right moment, but we are more certain with these objective values and this analysis, no? Then the GM and all the structure asked us that one of our goals as a sports intelligence department was to collaborate to win games. So we started working with the coach and with the staff, and we started with this project. It's named Mazasap. I need to wait. I will share my screen. So in this platform, we help the coach and the staff so they can have all the information we want them to know from for the opponents, like the individual reports. This is very cool because these reports we send them to the players and to the coaching staff. So these informations really can help win a game. It's only our opinion about the opponents, but it really helps our players and the staff to know more about them. So the players can have this platform and they go to each player and they have all the information about minutes played, if he's right or left, the position, where they're from, and it's very important that they have the face recognition of the player, because if you're playing to the right, you know which defender is on the left, no? And we have here a video, and we have a lot of stats here. For an example, for the coach, it's very important to have the referee stats, so they know how many red cards they average per season. It's very important for them, so they can know if it's gonna be a tough one or a soft one, you know. So now here in the opponent analysis, we have the goals scored by the other club. When sometimes we found like 80% of the goals are scored right side with centers, you know. So it's very important for the staff to know this immediately, so they can plan the next training. So always with video, and when we finish a game, they can have all this information immediately. Then we started sending these IDs to all the players, so they can have, if they are boring in the hotel, in the concentration, they can have this ID in their wallet. So I want to see something about the opponent. So with a QR, they can go into the website and they can see how the opponent is comparing against us, a lot of video and statistics. And that's very cool because they want to know more about the other clubs. And it's the next level, you know?
That was so interesting, Luis Fernando. I don't know if you want to share anything else. Yeah.
Yeah. Also talking more about our project, our first steps in infrastructure. We are building an academy project with 3 fields and our first team complex. There are some photos there. And we released, our stadium is named Kraken, as we have all this kind of identity. And we were the first club in Liga Mx to open the stadium. Wait, I have to show you a video. Here, this was our first game last year. That was our first game last year. And as I told you, we were last tournament, the first club with fans on stadium. So it was another big challenge. We really needed the incomes of the game, you know, the ticketing and whatever things we can have in an open game with fans. And it was a great challenge because, you know, all the COVID things you have to be aware. And it was a tough, but it was at the end a good way to have more incomes and to be more influent with the persons, because we were new in the city. So what you need is to start with the game with fans, you know. It's really different.
Oh, for sure, Luis Fernando. I think you're a brave club, because starting a new club in a new city in the pandemic, it's the major challenge for every club. So Thanks so much for sharing. I'd like to know, you said before that you are a selling team, or you want to be a selling team.
I consider we are a seller club,
Uh-huh.
and we have to act like one. There's I can tell you a lot of examples, but
But my question was about, if you want to be a seller club, I guess you have to be a very good club, looking for talent
yeah,
in order
develop.
to have a good players to sell. So how do you do that?
We started with the structure. We One of the top decisions we made in starting project was the director of the youth academy, where that he is Christian Ramirez, and he's starting a project with the under 20s, under 17s, and under 15s, and that's the way you need to, as Independiente told you, the cognitive thing, it's one of our priorities. We need to invest in our players. So when I told you we're a seller, when we sell, we have a big percentage of sending to youth academies so they can have all what they need. For an example, our friend of the tell us about more humanox, gives you a lot of data, and that it's top when you are in a big decision. If you have two players, both are under 18, and both are center backs, and you only have one spot, you need that. You need the facts. You need the stats. You need pressure. You need to see how they react. Who is faster? Who can be faster? Because sometimes one is faster, but the other can be faster than that one. So it's not easy. But as you tell, if you are a seller, our youth academy have to be always sending players to the first team, and we are always with objective values and stats and taking all that in account to take decisions.
Amazing, Luis Fernando. I'm afraid that we haven't enough time to more questions and to more speeches, but I'm grateful to you and to all our speakers this afternoon in Soccerex Connected. That was an amazing session, and I get back to the connection to the studio. Thanks so much, and good afternoon.